Dear viewer, our journey begins here at Frankston High School. As a school that lives close to the beach, we see the infiltration of plastics in our very own backyards and the consequences they have for our ecosystems.
We are overwhelmed with anxiety as we are the generation whose futures will be affected the most. We worry about the inaction from governments and are frustrated with those who continue to deny science, despite the evidence that stands right in front of them.
However, we can control our own actions and motivate and educate others to change theirs. So, we focused on what we could change at our very own school. In 2016, we started a journey towards reducing waste. We put a recycling hub on site that recycles clothes and electronics. It acted as a way to introduce our community to greener alternatives to dispose of their waste.
The hubs were a huge success, with our recycling hubs becoming one of the most used across the Mornington Peninsula. It also gave our school's eco-team a form of income.
We didn't stop there. We needed to limit the amount of waste packaging at our school and offer alternatives to the food students were buying to ensure our school supported ethical and sustainable brands. So we audited our canteen and made suggestions. Packaging was reduced and more sustainable alternatives were offered as a result. We noticed that the consumption of items with large packaging and the intrusion of plastics in our school ran much deeper than just our canteen. We met with principals, department heads, staff and students to develop our very own single-use plastic ban. With the additional support of our local politicians and community, we directed our school towards a path that would decrease the use of single-use plastics.
After we obtained permission to ban plastics, we audited our school to investigate where the most plastics were coming from. We held several meetings with department heads and proposed alternatives to book lists and classroom materials that were more environmentally sustainable. However, we found that the school's highest accumulation of plastics was actually due to the plastic wrapped items students themselves were bringing in. As a result, we devised a plan on how to tackle this. We found that it was best to encourage students to take their rubbish home and not bring it to school altogether in order to limit the waste at our school. In order to capture the attention of all of our students, parents and staff, to ensure their commitment to the ban, we made motivational posters to remind students of why it is important to make this difference. This was done with the help of Victoria's Local Hero of the Year 2020, Josie Jones, as well as powerful assemblies explaining the necessity of the switch.
We are excited to continue with our campaign to try to make our school single-use plastic and rubbish free. We'll be auditing our bins and finding out where the highest congestion of rubbish is coming from within the school and targeting these locations, while simultaneously removing bins to limit the capacity of inappropriately creating waste. It is hoped all bins will be removed by the middle of 2022. This is all in the hopes of achieving our goal of becoming a zero-waste school as soon as possible. It is vital for our futures to make the switch today. We don't want to swim in an ocean where there is more plastic than fish.